Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling into bodies. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Hope is a waking dream. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. Happiness depends upon ourselves. A friend to all is a friend to none. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Those who educate children well are more to be honoured than they who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. To perceive is to suffer. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. I count him braver who overcomes his desires than him who conquers his enemies, for the hardest victory is over self. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. It is not enough to win a war. It is more important to organize the peace. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. To write well, express yourself like the common people, but think like a wise man. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. Learning is not child's play. We cannot learn without pain. For the things we have to learn before we can do them, we learn by doing them. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The more you know you don't know. I have gained this by philosophy. I do without being ordered what some are constrained to do by their fear of the law. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. All human actions have one or more of these 7 causes: chance, nature, compulsion, habit, reason, passion, and desire. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. He who cannot be a good follower cannot be a good leader. Without friends, no one would want to live, even if he had all of the goods. All men by nature desire to know. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in the consciousness that we deserve them. Nature does nothing uselessly. Wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. All paid jobs absorb and degrade the mind. Where your talents and the needs of the world cross, there lies your vocation. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. Learning is an ornament in prosperity, a refuge in adversity, and a provision in old age. Happiness is a state of activity. All persons ought to endeavor to follow what is right, and not what is established. The secret to humor is surprise. Great men are always of a nature originally melancholy. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. To lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. We make war that we may live in peace. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. Philosophy can make people sick. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. A friend is a second self. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. The law is reason free from passion. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. Comedy aims at representing men as worse, tragedy as better than in actual life. He is his own best friend and takes delight in privacy, whereas the man of no virtue or ability is his own worst enemy and is afraid of solitude. Mothers are fonder than fathers of their children because they are more certain they are their own. Freedom is obedience to self-formulated rules. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. Men acquire a particular quality by constantly acting a particular way. You become just by performing just actions, temperate by performing temperate actions, brave by performing brave actions. All earthquakes and disasters are warnings. There's too much corruption in the world. Give me a child until he is 7, and I will show you the man. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Time crumbles things. Everything grows old under the power of time and is forgotten through the lapse of time. Poetry is finer and more philosophical than history, for poetry expresses the universal and history only the particular. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. Memory is the scribe of the soul. It is of the nature of desire not to be satisfied, and most men live only for the gratification of it. Whatever lies within our power to do lies also within our power not to do. The weak are always anxious for justice and equality. The strong pay no heed to either. We must be neither cowardly nor rash, but courageous. If things do not turn out as we wish, we should wish for them as they turn out. The soul never thinks without a mental picture. All who have meditated on the art of governing mankind have been convinced that the fate of empires depends on the education of youth. These virtues are formed in man by his doing the actions. The good of man is a working of the soul in the way of excellence in a complete life. Bad people are in conflict with themselves. They desire one thing and will another, like the incontinent who choose harmful pleasures instead of what they themselves believe to be good. With respect to the requirement of art, the probable impossible is always preferable to the improbable possible. Man is a goal-seeking animal. His life only has meaning if he is reaching out and striving for his goals. Democracy arose from men's thinking that if they are equal in any respect, they are equal absolutely. Moral excellence comes about as a result of habit. We become just by doing just acts, temperate by doing temperate acts, brave by doing brave acts. The pleasures arising from thinking and learning will make us think and learn all the more. Man is by nature a political animal. The self-indulgent man craves for all pleasant things, and is led by his appetite to choose these at the cost of everything else. The best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes it for my sake. If you would understand anything, observe its beginning and its development. A friend is a second self, so that our consciousness of a friend's existence makes us more fully conscious of our own existence. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Young people are in a condition like permanent intoxication, because life is sweet and they are growing. The beauty of the soul shines out when a man bears with composure one heavy mischance after another, not because he does not feel them, but because he is a man of high and heroic temper. Yes, the truth is that men's ambition and their desire to make money are among the most frequent causes of deliberate acts of injustice. For though we love both the truth and our friends, piety requires us to honor the truth first. They who love in excess also hate in excess. It is also in the interests of the tyrant to make his subjects poor. The people are so occupied with their daily tasks that they have no time for plotting. Happiness is a quality of the soul ... not a function of one's material circumstances. We become brave by doing brave acts. With the truth, all given facts harmonize. But with what is false, the truth soon hits a wrong note. It is simplicity that makes the uneducated more effective than the educated when addressing popular audiences. We give up leisure in order that we may have leisure, just as we go to war in order that we may have peace. The least deviation from truth will be multiplied later. It is not once nor twice, but times without number, that the same ideas make their appearance in the world. The life of money-making is one undertaken under compulsion, and wealth is evidently not the good we are seeking, for it is merely useful and for the sake of something else. The greater the number of owners, the less the respect for common property. People are much more careful of their personal possessions than of those owned communally. They exercise care over common property only in so far as they are personally affected. At his best, man is the noblest of all animals. Separated from law and justice, he is the worst. Those who cannot bravely face danger are the slaves of their attackers. Virtue lies in our power, and similarly so does vice, because where it is in our power to act, it is also in our power not to act. Distance does not break off the friendship absolutely, but only the activity of it. Education is bitter, but its fruit is sweet.